how about we stop it with the firebending? How about a thank you, Jim? Thank you, Jim, for your time here in Vancouver, and thank you for building this team the way you envisioned it. Thank you, Jim. We say that so much, ironically. It's been like that for years. Thank you, Jim has been the de facto, let's just blame it all on Jim Benning type of statement because, man, oh man, have the Vancouver Canucks put themselves in a bind. Bo Horvat, expiring UFA to be, 27 years old, Vancouver Canucks captain. He's on pace for 59 goals on the season, and he's got 20 in 28 games thus far. On pace for 85 points, too. Bo Horvat is a stud, and Bo Horvat is going through the ringer when it comes to the social media discourse, the journalism discourse about whether or not he's going to continue being the captain of the Vancouver Canucks past 2022-2023. Well, we had ourselves an interview done, or not an interview, just a segment done on Donnie and Dolly with Rick Dhaliwal, where he ended up saying pretty much what a lot of Canucks fans felt was inevitable, but at the same time, now that it's being thrown out there, it kind of hurts, and it hurts pretty bad. We're going over on to CanucksArmy.com because what they did was they transcribed the entire Twitter video of Dhaliwal saying what Dhaliwal had to say. I'll leave a link in the description to both the Twitter video as well as the Canucks Army article, but Rick Dhaliwal said this about the Vancouver Canucks captain. I'm hearing the Canucks have made an offer to Bo Horvat recently, and it was rejected. The Canucks stretched it to go as far as they could. As of right now, I believe they have gone as far as they can go. Even the number the Canucks were willing to go to, they would have been over the cap by the end of the season. Bo has earned the right to hit the free agent market, so the Canucks will now take the best trade offer for Bo. So people are going to ask, what was the Canucks offer? Knowing what I know about everything that's gone on the last few months, I'm going to guess it was under $8 million. I believe Bo in his hot start would have put him over 8, and after the Miller contract, the wiggle room is just not there. They can't sign another $8 million player. They just can't do it. There is the follow-up tweet here made by Pierre Lebrun, saying, further to Dhaliwal's report, I'm told that the Vancouver Canucks made Horvat's camp the new contract offer a couple of weeks ago. With the offer rejected, the Canucks are now focused on the trade market between now and March 3rd. And I think it's starting to become a slowly developing reality that's creeping up into your bloodstream and taking over your mind that Bo Horvat is not going to be a Canuck past March. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. In fact, thank you, Jim Benning, for setting this team up in such a way where they cannot afford to keep their captain. Thank you for that OEL contract. Thank you for everything that was done to keep this core together the way that it was. Why could you just have not taken Eriksson, Beagle, and Roussel for one more season and let them expire, huh? Also, thank you to Jim Rutherford as well, because it's kind of facetious to say it like that, but at the same time, you know, the Vancouver Canucks and the way they traversed around the offseason, they made a few mistakes, like detrimental caliber mistakes that really changed the entire course of the season and the team long term. Two things right here. Miller and Bo. Had the Vancouver Canucks just focused more so on re-signing Bo than re-signing Miller, then they wouldn't be in this entire predicament. If they said, okay, Bo, take a look at your recent season's worth of play. 52 points in 70 games played, 53 points in 69 games played, 61 points in 82 games played. Bo Horvat was always that 60-ish point caliber guy. He was never better than that. If they just said, okay, Bo, you had 30 goals last year, that's great, but you still had 52 points in 72 games played. We're going to offer you 6.5, and you're going to say yes, and you're going to stick around for the long term. Had the Canucks just not looked at JT Miller's 99 points and said, oh, look at that, that guy had 99 points, we got to sign him to an $8 million deal. And said, okay, Bo, you're more important than Miller. Like, realistically, you're our captain and we need to re-sign you, so here's $6.7 million a year. And if Bo signs that contract, we're not going to the lengths we're at right now to try to justify whether or not it's worth keeping him around, because he's priced himself so far out of Vancouver's available range of money. He's really good this season, but this is the first season he's had where he's ever been this good. Like, the Vancouver Canucks offering Bo a contract in the $7.7 million range, that makes sense to me. Because you're not going to go out there and decide an entire 8-year contract off of 20 games worth of play in comparison to the season's worth of games, etc. that you've had with this guy in the past. Maybe just looking at only the dollar amount from this season, you could say, yeah, no, that's a guy worth $8.5 million. But as the reports have started to come out that even some teams are willing to pay more than $9 million for Bo, I mean, his play is so good that he's earned the right to go out there and get himself the bag with whichever team is willing to give that to him in free agency next year. Secondly, had the Vancouver Canucks just traded Miller away and not decided that his $8 million AAV deal would be a good move, then we wouldn't be in this situation either. Why am I saying we? I'm not a part of the team, I'm just a fan. But you get what I mean, right? Miller, I mean, okay, he's also a point-per-game player on the team. No denying that. But is he an $8 million guy? Hell no, bro. Like, you're taking a look at how this guy plays. Oh, no bad passes in the National, bud. You make a lot of money. Bad passes come out there every few shifts Miller has on the ice. I know there are other players who score fewer points and who make more money. Miller is not that bad of a contract when you acknowledge just the overall production by itself. But contextually speaking, with Vancouver being in the position they're at, it was a mistake to not trade away Miller when they had the opportunity to. It was a mistake to not re-sign Horvat when they had the opportunity to. And heck, you could say it was a mistake to re-sign Brock as well. All these things combined together for a package that says, hey, Vancouver, you're going to have to get rid of your captain, and it's going to happen within the next 3 months. Oh, boy. Bo. Hopefully he goes out there and wins a Stanley Cup in Colorado, you know? Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully the Vancouver Canucks give him to a team that inevitably gives Bo the opportunity to get his name on some hardware. The Canucks gave him their final offer. That's it. You can't go higher than the final offer. If you want to talk about buyouts and everything, you gotta wait till the summer to do that. You can't hold on to Bo until the free agency period begins and say, okay, we bought out OEL. Here, we have the money now. Let's get you to a contract, Bo. Because by that point, he's going to be getting $9+ million offers from teams in free agency. So, like, it's a lose-lose. You lose out on OEL, you get the buyout penalty, and then you get Bo going to free agency anyway and him signing with some other team, and you're left with nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Vancouver Canucks, man. Oh, it's so fun being a fan of this hockey team. Talk to the comments all your thoughts. I'm going to leave this video a short one because I need to get breakfast. It's 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and yeah, I gotta do that. Talk to the comments all your thoughts about Bo Horvat and the inevitable doom and gloom that sees his career in Vancouver probably ending off sometime before March. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.